Memories. A. Started www.kubi.pl in 91 languages. Hope to see you again soon. Ishtar stood in the square next to Tarik, now terrified by the closeness of a goddess in human flesh. He did not know what to do. How to behave in such proximity. Though, of course, he sensed her divinity and worshipped her all the more godly because she was real, right next to her, and so suddenly. She spoke to him slowly, and the words penetrated his ears. And then on to the self. "Why did you let me exist?" Tarik asked, straightening his chin. "You must guard the gate. The veteran wants to come home first, and leave the people on their own, and we haven't done all the work here yet. You belong to us now, similar to those who saved their children as part of the plan. Humans haven't learned to kill yet, and they do it nonsense. It will be so soon that the elect Samson will unnecessarily collapse the temple and kill them all needlessly. Both yourself and you. You order your son to plunge into the sea and return, and what happens when we take their death? What will they become? Monsters?" Tarik did not try to understand it because he trusted the divine Ishtar. And that was enough for him. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to paradise," cried Ishtar, and continued turning her face to Tarik. "Today stuffed cabbage and sour soup with pretzels. Is Protecanator telling people to die a monster? Even when he looks beyond the horizon and sees hidden there? And does he know that they should die for obvious reasons, though hidden and perhaps distant?" Tarik poked out his eyes, clearly not comprehending what Ishtar meant by that. Ishtar was a goddess, and she knew exactly what Tarik meant. She gave him a thong with sequins and he did not dare to raise his face on her anymore, like Marduk in the act of receiving the list of rights from Utu, the Sun Father. Pigeons whirred as they flew over the square. "It was a trap?" Marija inquired, looking at me meaningfully, sniffing her nostrils, and as if getting ready to jump, she looked down through the magnifying glass at the square, at Ishtar, and at Tarik trying on a thong ahead of time. Ishtar filled the senses with his naked manhood in the act of trying on a thong. "They fit?" asked the General Ishtar, and the General smiled broadly and did a pirouette, pulling his firm buttocks and flexing what he could, for example calf muscles, a symbol of strength. "They want war?" I asked stupidly. "They will worship her." Marija nodded, still looking through the magnifying glass at the square below us. "We can. And he has to negotiate," she said, nodding at the magnifying glass as Tarik strained. Marija put the magnifying glass into the pocket of her apron. She knew I wanted or would have to kill them. But with Tarik, it's quite a different matter. "Ishtar? Yeah, she'll protect him." I felt tenderness. I shouldn't. I knew what Marija was going through in her head. She wanted to save me. Even this present peace of conscience, when you are young and have not yet killed, and have to choose whether or not to do it. "Don't test me, and I need an answer too." I pressed Marija over and over again. "I didn't find them on the grave, just more and more questions," she said harshly. "My head dizzy when I have to judge what is good. I can't stand your fiery breath and I feel like a paper puppet and I can burn. You have to forgive yourself because revenge is never sweet." She was looking at me carefully and suddenly added, "I'm just telling the truth, but you have to understand. Then the shadow, nose for nose, will end." She stepped closer and placed her hand flat and gentle on my shirt, on my chest. "Will you plead when the pain comes? When you burst like a balloon? See what's in my heart. Only when I destroy it can I love you." I whispered the next words, surprised that they came out of my mouth at all. "I'll give you more," she said calmly and looked away. "I'll give it to you." How the snake took the side of evil. I knew she thought that about him too. And yet I recited it aloud. "Give me the power so that I can destroy it." "When you destroy it, will you love me?" she asked as if from inside the fog. "I promise." "You're a good man." "I'll trust there," I said. She was still a sad face and a quiet heart. So I speak while smoothing my feathers along my shoulders. "Wrap your head in a scarf like any other." Marija replies by tangling the fingers of her hands. "I keep falling off," he states, complaining. "Marija," I speak, brushing the ashes off my coat. Marija's nails got longer and they returned to their usual length. Started www.kubi.pl in 91 languages.